Every year I buy 2 hard drives, and their sole purpose is for backup and archiving at the end of the year. They just came in about a couple days ago, so I figured what better time than now to go ahead and talk about one of the most ugly parts of our job as creatives. I know storage is not a fun thing to spend money on, and these cost me like 500 bucks together, and it's just an ugly part of what we do, but it can be one of the most crucial aspects of our job as a creative. For example, I have actually had a hard drive fail on me and I lost everything. Thankfully, this wasn't when I was doing client work, but it could have been catastrophic. It took me until that point and the point of when I built my computer to really understand the importance of having an organized and structured digital workflow. And in this video, I will cover all information necessary to creating one for yourself. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy and I am a freelance photographer, videographer, and post-production specialist here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I created this channel to talk about the hardships of running a creative business. There were a lot of questions that I had when I started my business, and there just wasn't enough information out there on YouTube or in any course to really answer some of those questions that are not generally asked a lot of the time. So I developed this channel to kind of talk about these things, but also just to have fun and talk about things that I love, including videography. Now, I'm also going to be diving into some tough topics and some not so fun topics like we have today. So if that's interesting to you, feel free to watch to the end of the video, but also hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to be notified when I post any more videos. Simply put, there are 2 types of hard drives. You've got SSDs, or solid state drives, and these are generally fast but expensive the higher the size that you go. Then you've got HDDs, or hard disk drives, and these are generally slow but cheap for mass storage. Understanding how to use both of these types of drives in your workflow will allow you to have an organized and efficient workflow. This can help speed up your editing, delivering, and archiving of your projects. With that out of the way, let's get to my workflow. Okay, so let's jump into the computer. As you can see on my screen, here's my job status tracker. This just allows me to kind of know where all of my jobs are and in what state they are. So you have the job type, just gives you photo or video or post-production, date, the name, edit status, and then we get to the 10 terabyte part. So this is where it gets a little confusing. As I stated at the start of the video, I have 2 10 terabytes. One is right here, and that is one I keep at home at all times. The other one will live at my mom and dad's house, and the reason I do that is so that if this place burns to the ground, then I'm not worried about losing all of my footage because I have it backed up in another location and it's safe and sound. So that way I have redundancy and a backup plan for my backup. And then I store my raw photos on Amazon Photos. They have free unlimited photo storage. Google Drive edits, that's where I deliver to my clients. And then if it's delivered to my client. So once all of these are checked, let's hit the edits and delivered to clients, then I'm able to delete off of my SSD or working drive. Now let's open up the File Explorer. Here you see a few different drives. You've got this local disk drive, which is actually just the operating system. That's this Windows logo right there. And then you've got this working drive. Now this is my photography drive. So I have 2 separate drives. This is photography 2021. I just actually cleared these recently, so they're actually just freshly cleared. Now moving to my video editing drive, you can see I have it broken down into a few different things. We're gonna go through this file structure because it kind of shows you how I actually back things up and why it's so easy. Now, January, the only one that I've actually shot for is this. You can see I have animations, audio, exports. I have generally drafts and final footage. I have the cameras that I used. Actually, the Blackmagic was the only one that I used, so that's the only one I filled out. You have graphics, music. I have the song I'm using, and photos, project file, which usually houses the DaVinci file, and sound effects. So that's my file structure. This is how I do it for the year. Now, generally, when I go through and I clear out footage and all that stuff, I keep the exports and the project file so that I have those on the hard drive if I need them. Now, you can see here's my 2022 backup. When we go into it, you can see freelance photography, freelance videography. You click on freelance videography, you can see almost the same stuff. But when you go into freelance clients, you see the months. Now, this is why I have such an organized file structure. When I go to back up my files, I can just drag and drop the month, and it will fill in what I haven't already dragged over and will ask if I want to replace the files that are already dragged over. This makes it quick and easy, so you don't have to be searching through your hard drives on what have I transferred. I don't think I have the piece of paper with me. Oh, I do. I had to go through and I had to look and see which jobs I had on some hard drives last year or just a few days ago when I was doing this, because I kind of got lazy last year because I had a full-time job and I just wasn't as structured, which is why I'm making this video right now, because it's something that I struggled with and I am in the process of rebuilding, and this is how I did it in the past, and I want to kind of get back to this because it was easy. So what I can literally do is take this video editing drive, bring back up this drive, and I can literally just say, okay, let's take January and drag and drop it over. And you can see it said 56 files with the same name. So, replace files in the destination. You can see that you can just literally drag and drop and it works so seamlessly. So I do that every month. And then when I go to delete the footage to clear up space on the drive so I can keep, working on jobs, when I go to clear it off, I know it's already with my job tracker. Come on. My job tracker, I know, okay, it's on the 10 terabyte at home. It will be on the 10 terabyte at my mom and dad's place. So it's easy for me to just say, okay, where are the files stored? I know they're on the working drive. Are they on any of the backup drives? Okay, they are. And then in a month, I will delete the footage off this drive from this promotional video. That way I have just the final project if they need it again for some reason, and I have the project file, which I can then access the footage from that hard drive. If they need another edit, I can go ahead and do that. So, that's a lot of information. I know, and I'm sorry. There are so many ways to think about backup and workflow. Some are expensive and some are cheap, and it can be very confusing. I hope this video offered some kind of explanation for this. Really, I like to have 2 backups that will eventually become an archival drive per year. So I try to have 2. That way it provides redundancy, and then I can leave one in another location and know that if this place burns to the ground and I lose my computer and that hard drive, I at least have a backup somewhere else. I know this can be expensive. I would say the minimum that I would recommend, a 1 terabyte T5 SSD. If you can swing a 2 terabyte, which is $250 compared to $125, I would go for the 2 terabyte. It'll give you a lot more space to work on projects. And then I would recommend a 5 terabyte Seagate or Western Digital hard disk drive, and get 2 of those so that you can do the redundancy. Again, this isn't the prettiest side of our industry, but it can be one of the most crucial. Having a hard drive fail on you is terrible. And then you have the awkward moment of sending emails you don't want to clients to tell them that, hey, I lost your footage. Or you lose out on money and the client may not pay you. So I know this is confusing and I know this isn't fun, but it is very important. With that, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. If you have any topics you would like for me to cover, you can leave them as well in the comments section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button and share it with people you think might be interested in this topic. If you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. With that, I hope you have a great day and stay safe.